Everybody? Steven with Herd Homes Real Estate, and in this episode of the podcast, I'm going to be discussing how to get people to sign into your open house in 4 simple steps. So you're at the open house, you've sacrificed your weekend, you put up your signs in the heat, you are sweating, you are ready for your open house, and you want to make sure that the people who come in, you actually get them to sign in so that you can follow up with them and potentially convert them. You don't want your time to be wasted. So how do you do it? Well, let's discuss 4 simple steps. And when I implemented this process that I learned from one of my mentors, I went from getting about 40% of people to sign in to 95% of people who signed in. That's how effective, that's how much of a game changer it was, which is why I'm excited to bring it to you guys. So, step one is position yourself in front of the door. You literally want to make it to where they have to basically pass you or ask for permission to pass before you come in. So here's how I do that. Typically there's a porch or something in the front door. I'll bring a stand-up table and I'll put some flyers and my real estate cards, maybe some food on that table, and I'll put a chair up there and I will sit outside while I'm waiting for people to come up so that when they walk up to the open house, they're actually seeing that they have to actually ask for my permission to come in. And so what happens is people will naturally stop and they will take a posture of a little bit more like, hey, this is your open house, may I come in? So their posture completely changes when I sit in front of the house with the table and I'm basically blocking the entrance. And so what I do when they come up is step number 2 is I have a very positive greeting. By the way, just a side note on step number 1, you might be saying to yourself, well, it's so hot where I live, or it's unrealistic to sit outside. Well, a couple things. Number 1, you might want to have, the cover, or the kind of things that people bring to the beach, like a canopy. You might want to have a canopy covering you if it's really hot where you're at. Or secondly, you might want to actually just sit inside the air-conditioned home, wait till people come up to the front door, and then go and sit up there as you see them walking up. So that's a solution to that. Step number 2 to get them to sign into your open house is to have a positive greeting. When you are positive, when you're confident, when you're poised, people are more likely to let you take control of the situation and let you lead. So when people come up, hey guys, Stephen Hurd, thank you so much for coming to my open house. And then I'll go into my script, which I'm going to share with you in a minute. But I really want to make sure that I'm happy, excited, and positive when they come in. Hey everyone, thanks so much for coming to my open house. I'm Stephen Hurd. Your name is? Bob, Diana, whatever. Cool? Awesome. So that's step number 2, is have a very positive greeting. Always be enthusiastic. Always look like you're passionate and excited about being there. Step number 3, and here's the script. Here's the script that is the absolute game changer. Ask if they've pre-registered to come to the event. Hey guys, Stephen Hurd. Hey guys, thank you so much for coming to my open house. I'm Stephen Hurd. Your name is? Hi, Bob and Diana. Did you guys pre-register to be with us today? And you're going to ask just like that. Did you guys pre-register to be with us today? And you're going to smile when you ask it. And what I do is I have my open house, my iPad with Open Home Pro up. So when they walk up, I'll go like this. Did you guys pre-register to be with us today? Now, here's what's going to happen. They're going to have a miniature moment where they kind of panic a little bit. They're going to look at each other and they're going to say, no, we didn't. Were we supposed to? Yes, you were. However, no worries at all. I'm happy to take care of that for you. What's your first and last name? And I just hold my iPad up, I look down on it, and I start to type it in. So I get their first and last name. The second thing that I do is I ask them for their phone number in a very specific way. Really simple. So what's your first and last name? Great. Perfect. And are you 949 or 714 for your cell phone? Now, I don't ask them, what's your cell phone number? I don't ask them, can I have your cell phone number? I use the 2 dominant zip codes in our area, area codes in our area. And I just say, are you 949 or are you 714? And they're going to respond with the correct area code and give me the rest of their phone number with no hassle at all. Remember, I went from 40% of people signing in, giving me good contact information, to 95% of people signing in, almost 100% giving me good contact information. The next thing I'm going to do is say, are you Gmail or Yahoo? Are you Gmail or Yahoo? And they're going to respond with their actual email address, or they're going to correct you. No, I'm actually at AOL.com or something like that. But I'm going to ask, are you Gmail or Yahoo? Great. The next thing I'm going to ask them is, do you guys have a home that you need to sell before you buy? Because I want to identify, is this person a potential seller lead as well? Once I go through that, great, you're all signed in. Do you guys have any questions before you tour the home? That's it. That is my simple open house script. And of course, there's a little bit more that I can do to convert them while they're touring the home or after they tour the home. But the purpose of this video is, how do you get people to sign in? This is a very effective method. It works almost 100% of the time. And I will tell you that this is one you should definitely seek to implement. So let's just recap that. Did you guys pre-register to be with us today? No worries, happy to handle that for you. What is your first and last name? And are you 949 or 714 for your cell phone? And is your email Gmail or Yahoo? And do you folks have a home to sell before you buy? Great. Cool. That's going to gather you all that contact information. The last thing that you want to do, step number 4 in this process, is have an answer, have a response for when they ask you why you need their contact information. It really doesn't matter what your response is. The point is that you have a response. Most people will not give you a lot of kickback as long as you just have some kind of response. So someone might say, well, why do you need my contact information? I'm glad you asked, and most people ask me the same thing. The reason I need your contact information is because the sellers want to know everybody who's been through the home. They want to make sure that I follow up for feedback so I can understand how they're positioned in the market, and they'd really just like to know before people come in. Does that make sense? Really simple. You just want to have a response. So the 4-step method that you need to capture contact information at your open houses is, number 1, you want to stand in the front door. Number 2, you want to have a positive greeting. Number 3, you want to ask them if they've pre-registered. And number 4, you want to have a response when they ask you why you need their contact information. Hope this video was valuable to you, and go out and convert more.